Nekkal millionaire at Afiso. $3.6 million is to give away. Simply buy a minimum of $10 in credit or data worth $10 to stand a chance of being a millionaire. To enter the weekly and monthly draw, send WIN by SMS to 772 or just call 772 for free. Remember, the more you buy credit or data, the more your chances of being a millionaire. Be that Nekkal millionaire at Afiso, right?
Good evening from our studio here in Serekunda. This is Star TV News with me, Momodu Bailabari. Coming up tonight, government introduces 38,000 subsidy for groundnuts. Intake 28 Alpha Family Associations holds annual congress reflects on achievements. In sports news, GNOC and GBA collaborate to launch 6-day coaching training program. Medina FC secures a convincing 3-0 victory in Talindin Derby in Sesto knockout final. On the international news, DRC election candidates compete amid distrust in process. Unparalleled and unprecedented, UN Secretary General condemns civilian deaths. More than 230 convicted in Italy mafia trial. These and many more coming up. Stay with us. Those were the headlines, and now the news in detail. As the annual Meet the People talk commenced on Monday, the Gambian leader has announced a significant development for the agricultural sector. The Gambia government, he said, will be implementing a subsidy for groundnuts, setting the price at $38,000 per ton, an increase from last year's rate of $32,000 per ton. This announcement was made at the meeting in Pakaunjogu held during the president's tour of the North Bank region. Hadi Jajo, who is with the tour, prepared the report, narrated in our studio by Saleh Kamara.
Accompanied by his cabinet ministers, National Assembly members and other dignitaries, the Gambian leader on Monday, 20th November, kickstart his 17 days Meet the People tour as mandated by the 1997 Constitution. The president was warmly welcomed by traditional authorities and thousands of supporters from the NPP party. As part of his tour, President Barrow inspected the progress of the New Milamin construction road, aiming to improve transportation infrastructure in the area. Highlighting his government's commitment to the agricultural sector at the meeting held in Pakaunjogu, President Barrow emphasized the significance of groundnut subsidy. This subsidy is expected to have a positive impact on local farmers, providing them with increased support compared to the previous year. In addition to the subsidy, President Barrow announced plans to regulate the imports of groundnuts from outside the country. The government, he said, intends to issue licenses to importers, aiming to streamline the process and ensure adherence to relevant law. This development marks a step forward for the Gambian agricultural sector as the government takes proactive measures to support local farmers and promote sustainable growth. The Minister of Agriculture, Dr. Demba Sabali, praised the accomplishment of his ministry in alleviating the burden on farmers after they harvest their produce. He emphasized the importance of farmers selling their nuts to the government instead of exporting them, as this could potentially lead to economic crisis. The farmers themselves, including Amadou Sow from the Lower River region, commended President Barrow for his commendable initiatives in the agricultural sector. They expressed their support for the president's effort in promoting local production and ensuring the welfare of farmers. It is worth mentioning that the marketing season for groundnuts is set to begin on December 4th this year. In a positive development, farmers can expect to receive immediate cash payment during this year's groundnut marketing season. The president will be accompanied by his cabinet ministers, National Assembly members and other dignitaries during this important event. Reporting for Star TV News, I am Saleh Kamara.
The Gambia Armed Forces Intake 28 Alpha Family Association has over the weekend held its annual congress. The occasion was used to inform its esteemed members about their financial activities during the year under review. The association embarks on philanthropic gestures to communities and the fallen members of Intake 28. Modu El Baji has more in that report.
The personnel of Intake 28 were enlisted to the Gambia Armed Forces in 2006 with the quest to diligently serve the country by defending its territorial integrity. These fine men and women also joined force to provide support to the less privileged families and their comrades in need. Intec 28 Alpha Family Association relies on its annual contribution, support from philanthropists and institutions. The vice chairman of the association, Sergeant Baji Lamin, outlined the objective of the association, noting that their activities are guided by a legal instrument.
Eventually, in 2019, we formed an association called GAP Intec 28A Family Association. The sole objective of this association is to help each other in times of need, dead or alive. Distinguished guests, ladies and gentlemen, it is important I make it clear that this association is not and will not affiliate to any politics, religious intolerance, tribal. We build this association based on intake matters. We have a legal instrument which guides our activities. This enables the association to register tremendous achievements during the period under review.
The assistant treasurer of the association, Sergeant Seka Alaji, gives a rundown of the association's financial activities for the year under review. Sergeant Seka revealed that most of their financial resources were used in supporting family members, but the challenge faced by the association is the reduction of their members.
Now, from monthly contributions, donations, fundraisings, collection of tokens from various functions and funds, the association has successfully gathered a sum of $353,750. I repeat, $353,750. The total amount withdrawals made from all withdrawals is amounted to $320,850. $320,850. Now, total accumulated minus withdrawals, I repeat, total accumulated minus withdrawals will give you an amount of $32,900. The current savings at hand is $113,757.1. $113,757.1.
The representative of the Chief of Defense Staff of the Gambia Armed Forces, Lieutenant Colonel Omar B. Bojang, urged the members of Intec 28A to maintain what he called a good momentum. Lieutenant Colonel Bojang added that the Gambia Armed Forces cannot do it all alone, cautioning them to draw a line between their association's objectives and politics.
When it comes to development, no person can do it alone. In as much as the Armed Forces High Command would love to assist each and every member of the armed forces, dead or alive, they cannot do it alone. This is why associations like this are very important to come and support where the armed forces cannot do. They will be able to help their members, they will be able to support each other so that you can not allow your comrades who were with us, who were alive, working with us, running around with us, did not do anything to God, but they died, they left behind families. They left behind their loved ones, their children, their moms, their dads. So therefore, when members like this help each other, they make life very easy for the armed forces as an institution.
The representative of AFRICEL Gambia, Waka J, reaffirmed their continued support to Intec 28A in achieving their endeavors.
Wishes to extend his gratitude to you all for the great work you do for the country and the sacrifices you make. Again, he is very delighted by the honor bestowed upon him, and he is saying thank you to all. I myself, I would also like to add that I'm very much impressed with your work and concept. Some of your objectives are to empower the children of the fallen intake mates in areas such as education, clothing, feeding, and even shelter.
Intec 28 has over the years significantly supported its members in terms of needs, especially the fallen members whose family are reaping the benefits of the association as it provides educational need and shelter to families of their late members. For Star TV, I am Model Baji.
To sports news now, in an exciting partnership, the Gambia National Olympic Committee (GNOC) and the Gambia Basketball Association (GBA) have initiated a fiber level on basketball coaches course. This comprehensive 6-day training program, organized under Olympic Solidarity, aims to empower 15 Gambian coaches with the opportunity to achieve their international FIBA Level 1 certificate. Awasane reports.
Among the selected trainees who were shortlisted from a pool of candidates that successfully completed their domestic youth level coaches course last year are two fortunate female individuals who will also benefit from this training opportunity. Ndongo Kamara, the first vice president of the Gambia Basketball Association, shared some insightful advice with the participants. In his address, he emphasized the significance of this training and its potential impact on the future of basketball coaching in the Gambia.
Every one of you who is participating in this course to be well focused, because we want to move basketball to another level, and without conducting this kind of capacity building, we feel that to reach to another level or to a higher level, it will be very difficult. That's why we've been pushing to GNOC to come to our aid to make sure that this kind of capacity building is happening.
Mahmoud Jawla, the Deputy Executive Director of the National Sports Council, shed light on the importance of this training course for the participants who will soon represent the Gambia in the upcoming African Games in Ghana. He encouraged the trainees to make the best use of this opportunity so that they too can become coaches for their fellow countrymen rather than relying on coaches from other countries.
In a technological world where everything keeps changing, all aspects of life, undergo changes rapidly. And with these changes, if you want to match yourself to that, you must capacitize yourself, bring yourself to the level of the modern world. And sports, we all know, keeps on changing. The techniques, the tactics, everything keeps changing because we deal with people that are also becoming more and more technical. So for you to, match that, you must also continuously be training, updating yourself, not only limiting yourself to what, let's say, Coach Owen is going to give within the period of these 6 days.
Mr. Usman Wada, the second vice president of the GNOC, elaborated on the objectives of this program.
Therefore, hopeful that this course would accord you, the participants, the appetizer needed to seize the opportunity to develop the relevant skills and competencies that will render you effective and efficient in the execution of your duties. I therefore solicit the support of each and every NSA for sports development to be intensified at all levels of our society. I hope that the knowledge and experience gained during this training would enhance your performance as satisfied basketball coaches in the interest nation and raise the bar for other NSAs to emulate.
Through this course, the coaches will receive the necessary support and mechanisms to enhance their knowledge and skills, as the aim is to unlock their full potential and help them achieve their coaching aspirations. Ronnie Owino, the coach director from Kenya, explained the main focus area of the training program.
On how to coach, how to draw a season plan for the entire season, how to break down the season into a meso cycle, 1 to 2 months, 1 to 2 weeks, microcycle, and the daily training session. We will focus on how, the techniques, how to pass, how to shoot, how to dribble, and then we will focus also on the tactics, tactical elements. In football, you hear the commentators say, oh, they are playing a 4-4-2 formation. In basketball, we might not have the 4-4-2 formation, but we have our own strategies.
The overall purpose of this training program is to build the capacity of Gambian coaches by providing them with the tools and resources they need to excel in their field. By empowering these coaches, the collaboration between GNOC and GBA, among other things, seeks to elevate the level of basketball coaching within the Gambia, ensuring sustainable growth and success in the sport. Awasane reporting for Star TV News.
To football now, the highly anticipated Talendon Derby Sesdo knockout final took place over the weekend at the Serekunda East Mini Stadium. showcasing an intense clash between local football powerhouses Medina FC and United Stars. Medina FC emerged victorious with a commanding 3-0 win. The match was held as a closing chapter of the ongoing Serekunda Esports Development Combo Real Estate Knockout Tournament 2023-2024. Biker was there over the weekend and he filed this report.
In an exciting challenging derby clash between Medina FC versus United Stars, two local football powerhouse, Medina FC emerged victorious against United Stars with a convincing 3-0 victory. The match was eventually contested with both teams displaying skills, determination and a strong desire to win. Medina FC dominated the game right from the start, taking an early lead with 2 goals in the first half. Their attacking prowess and clinical finishing proved to be too much for United Stars defense to handle. The first goal came 4 minutes from team captain Ansumana Kujabi, a well-executed team play showcasing their coordination and strategy. The second goal was a close-range tap by one of Medina's FC star player Lamin Baji in the 31st minute. First half ended 2-0. In the second half, Medina FC continued their relentless pressure on United Stars. Despite their best efforts to stage a comeback, United Stars struggled to break through Medina FC's solid defense. Medina FC capitalized on their opponent's weaknesses and scored another goal in the 81st minute by Ansumana Saho, sealing their victory. Medina FC trumped in the challenging derby final not only secured them the championship title, but also showcased their exceptional skills and teamwork. Their dominant performance and decisive victory reflected the hard work they put into their preparation for the tournament. This was the reaction of the team officials. Team rep Rising Stars, Alaji Korta said, "It's football. The luck was not on their side." He congratulated Medina FC for the trophy.
What was your game? Yeah, I feel very happy today being the head coach of this team and winning my first trophy as the head coach of this team. Though I did it as the captain of this team, and to be able to do it again, being the head coach of this team is a proud moment for me and the players. Because looking at the players, most of them this is their second year playing this Nevertown. Though those 6 years, normally what we normally do is we build a team. Normally we build teams, divisional team come and take the players. So this time around we stick with the same players and they were able to do the job for us this year. Yeah. Congratulations. Thank you.
Victory of Medina FC in this final will undoubtedly boost their morale and serve as an inspiration for future competition, as it is the first trophy after 6 years. The team's trump is a testament of their dedication, talent and commitment to the sport. However, the challenging derby final of the Serekunda Esports Development Combo Real Estate Knockout was a thrilling encounter filled with moments of excitement and skills. Medina FC's outstanding performance and convincing 3-0 victory will be remembered as an important milestone in their football journey. Meanwhile, the final was graced by high dignitaries. The winners smiled away with a whopping prize of $40,000 and a giant trophy, while the runners-up took home $30,000. Reporting for Star TV News, I am Baikor.
Congratulations to Medina FC. The report ending there by Baikor will take us to the commercial break. When we come back, we'll look at news outside the Gambia. Stay tuned.
Do you enjoy spending time online with your friends on social media? If so, then AfriCell has the best offer for you. Activate the social media bundle for $10 only and enjoy 40 megabytes valid for 24 hours. WhatsApp, Instagram, Snapchat, Facebook, Twitter, and Viber all for $10 only. Dial 120# and press 3 to activate the social media bundle. No need to subscribe every day. It will automatically roll over for your enjoyment. AfriCell Social Media Bundle. Let us socialize.
You can now receive money anytime and anywhere in Gambia through MoneyGram for free. Simply dial *777# to register and access your MoneyGram at any AfriMoney agent. Free cash outs, $100 is free for all MoneyGram transfers into AfriMoney. Cash out at any AfriMoney agent or AfriCell outlet.
Welcome back after that short commercial break. If you are just tuning in, this is Star TV News from our studio here in Serekunda. Now we take a look at news outside the Gambia. The Democratic Republic of Congo has begun a month-long campaign in the lead-up to general election in December. President Felix Tshisekedi is facing 25 candidates in a tense political climate and fighting in the east. Al Jazeera's Catherine Soy reports.
President Felix Tshisekedi arrived at a packed stadium in Kinshasa. He's running for a second term in office. In his first campaign rally ahead of the general election in December, the Congolese president told voters that he wants to complete what he started 5 years ago, when he took office.
We have two choices before us. The first is to choose to go back to zero, give the future we've paid for to people who will bring us to madness. Or we can choose the second choice, consolidate the gains that we have and will continue to achieve.
Moise Katumbi, another presidential candidate, launched his campaigns in Kisiangani in the northeast. He's a former governor of the mineral-rich region of Katanga. He says the president has not delivered on promises he made, including dealing with fighting in the east, corruption, and poor governance.
I know you are suffering so much here. I have seen myself even as I came today. No roads, no electricity. This must end. We will bring change as we will take office. We don't need fake promises again.
Martin Fayulu came second in the last poll. He disputed the results, saying it was rigged. He believes he is the man to beat if the election is free and fair.
There are displaced people that have left the places where the Congolese are being killed, and today there's no one to take care of them. There's no government.
Some Congolese are worried that the Electoral Commission may not be prepared to deliver a credible poll because of a lack of transparency in the process. Catherine Soy, Al Jazeera.
Antonio Guterres says in his time as UN Secretary General, he has never seen human suffering on the scale that is happening now in Gaza. UN and World Health Organization officials are desperately working to get sick and wounded civilians out of Gaza while trying to get humanitarian aid in. Al Jazeera's Christine Salomin has the latest from UN headquarters in New York.
How to evacuate the sick and injured from a hospital when there's no place left in Gaza to take them. 10 hospitals remain open, but on the verge of collapse, lacking critical supplies and staff. Al-Shifa was the largest and most advanced medical facility in Gaza. The World Health Organization's senior-most representative there says that while many are focused on the deaths and injuries caused by the bombardments, the public health crisis caused by the blockade threatens to keep Gaza's health system crippled for months, possibly years.
So it's not just about how we evacuate. The question is actually how can we resuscitate these hospitals to continue providing services? Obviously, in the current context, that is difficult, and we do need to get patients who require urgent and critical care to that care. But at the same time, we're thinking and planning and trying to work through how do we actually continue to provide services to the population that remain north in those hospitals.
What is clear is that we have had, in a few weeks, thousands of children killed. So this is what matters. We are witnessing a killing of civilians that is unparalleled and unprecedented in any conflict since I am Secretary General.
With civilians living in overcrowded shelters and increasingly exposed to the elements and a lack of clean water, there's worry that disease could soon spread. The United Nations continues to negotiate to get more critically ill and wounded patients out of Gaza and more humanitarian assistance in. With the death toll continuing to rise, so too does the Secretary General's call for an immediate humanitarian ceasefire. Kristen Salumi, Al Jazeera, the United Nations.
Finally, the biggest Italian mafia trial for decades has concluded, with more than 200 defendants sentenced to prison terms of up to 30 years. It's climax of a so-called max trial that's been going on since 2021. Al Jazeera's Paul reports.
There hasn't been a mafia trial on this scale for more than 30 years. Hundreds of defendants from the 'Ndrangheta crime organisation prosecuted together in a cavernous, high-security bunker in the midst of their mafia heartland of Calabria. It took more than an hour and a half to read out the verdicts.
È ritenuta la continuazione, lo condanna alla pena di anni 30 di reclusione.
A crucial factor in the prosecution case was the more than 50 mafia members who became prosecution witnesses.
Certainly that cruel, violent and ongoing part of the 'Ndrangheta, which has sown fear for decades, is impacted. There is a strong message that civil society, and especially those entrepreneurs and shop owners who are still being crushed by the 'Ndrangheta, that they can trust the state. This is certainly the most important message coming out of this verdict.
The 'Ndrangheta has established a near monopoly control of illegal cocaine imports to Europe. Combined with brutal murders, extortion, corruption of public contracts and a kaleidoscope of money laundering investments, its criminal proceeds are estimated at around $53 billion a year. 'Ndrangheta defendants had nicknames like the Wolf, Fatty and Lamb Thigh, but prosecutors also went for many non-mafia members, including a high-ranking police official, local mayors and other public figures and businessmen who'd willingly facilitated the mob's activities. 131 defendants were acquitted by the judges, and crime experts point out that this trial focused primarily on the Mancuso clan, leaving much of the 'Ndrangheta's other clan bosses untouched. But putting more than 200 people behind bars is still a major boost for law enforcement. Paul Brennan, Al Jazeera.
And that report by Paul brings us to the end of this edition of News Bulletin. But before we go, a quick recap for main headlines. Government introduces 38,000 subsidy for groundnuts. Intake 28 Alpha Family Associations holds annual congress reflects on achievements. In sports news, GNOC and GBA collaborate to launch 6-day coaching training program. Medina FC secures a convincing 3-0 victory in Tallinn Derby in Sesto knockout final. On the international news, DRC election candidates compete amid distrust in process. Unparalleled and unprecedented, UN Secretary General condemns civilian deaths. More than 230 convicted in Italy mafia trial. That's it for the news for today. Thank you very much for watching. Do stay tuned and enjoy the rest of our programs. Until then, bye for now.